Hi everyone, this is Sharan here. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video, we are going to see about how to build 3 amazing AI use cases using GPT-3. GPT-3 is Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3. It is a language model which has been trained by billions and billions of datasets in the internet. It is developed by a company called as OpenAI and accessible via an API. Currently, this API is in controlled beta, which means that you need to have an invite in order to access this API. But don't worry, watch this video till the end. I'm going to exactly tell you how to get access to this amazing beta version of API and how to build 3 amazing AI use cases, and they are building a chatbot, building a converter which converts text into an equation, as well as building a translator which can be used to translate English to any other languages. I'm going to show you how to translate English to French. So stick on with me till the end of this video and learn how to build all these 3 amazing use cases using GPT-3. Before getting into the details of getting access to this amazing API or the use cases, we will see about the features of GPT-3 which makes it so special. GPT-3 model consists of 175 billion parameters as compared to its previous version GPT-2, which had only 1.5 billion parameters. So parameters are weights which are used in neural network, which are used to transform the input to an output. So if the model GPT-3 is having 175 billion parameters, think about how complex the model would be. Next, it is a generative model. Unlike the other neural network model which produces a numerical output or a probability, this model is a generative model, which means that it has the capability to produce a long sequence of text as an output, and which is really amazing when it comes to the NLP use cases. And this state-of-the-art language model can respond to any of your questions, and the response will be as close to a human response, or in some cases much better than a human response. This model is trained on billions and billions of data sets, text, code snippets, and a lot more, and hence it is not only capable enough to respond to your question, but it is capable enough to build a script or code for your application. All you need to do is explain what the application needs to do. The next best part of this model is multilingual, which means that it does not only work on English languages, but it can work on the other languages too. And here comes the best part of GPT-3. GPT-3 can perform a specific task without much training or tweaking, which is not the case with a lot of the other models. In a lot of the other models, in order to tweak the model for your application, it needs to undergo a lot of training and you need to have a lot of training data. But with GPT-3, let's say you want to build a translator, all you need is very few use cases, very few examples, and that will be sufficient in order to train the model for the application that you are developing. And I'm going to exactly show you how it works. If you are interested to know about the technical details of this GPT-3 model, check out the description. I will provide you a link to an article where the technical details of GPT-3 are explained. Okay, now let's see how to get access to this amazing API. Go to the OpenAI website, and as you see on my screen, click on Explore Our API. This will take you to the page where you can join the waitlist. So you need to click on this button here, join the waitlist button, and you need to fill out a small application form. So this is this application form that you need to fill. It will be asking for a few details like your email ID, your name, and some details about the type of application that you are building. So as you see on my screen, these are all some of the questions that you need to respond. And once you fill out all the details and you click on the submit button, your request gets submitted. And most likely you will be getting access to this beta version very soon, and that comes the huge power. You will be able to implement amazing number of NLP use cases, and that too in a very short span of time with an amazing level of accuracy. And today we are going to see how to implement 3 different use cases, and all within few minutes. Okay, now let's move on to the implementation. Once you have access to the API, you can simply follow the instructions that I am doing. If not, you can still watch this video and then see how simple it is to build the amazing use cases using GPT-3. So first, we need to install OpenAI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pip install OpenAI as you see on my screen. So let me execute and then install all the dependencies. So as you see on my screen, since OpenAI is already installed, it says that the requirement is satisfied. So now I'm going to open Jupyter Notebook and I'm going to open the script that we are going to work on today. So these are all the various packages that we are going to make use of. I'm going to import all these packages, and before importing them, there needs to be a credit that should go to this repository here and all the contributors of this amazing repository, which helps us in order to interface with the OpenAI API. So without this, it would have been very difficult to interface with the OpenAI's API, and I'm going to make use of a script from this repository, which is gpt.py. So as you see here, gpt.py, I'm using this script from the repository that I have just highlighted, and here I'm going to make use of examples as well as the class GPT. So here the class GPT is actually used in order to interface with the API, and the examples class is used in order to pass on a known input and known output, which can be used to train the model. So let's go into the implementation and let's import all the packages that we will be using today. And let me execute. Before executing, let me just clear the output here, and now let me execute. So we have imported all the packages that is required, and the final one, which I forgot to mention, import config. So this is used because like I have stored the API in a file named as config. So what I'm doing is I'm importing that as well, so that I can directly read the API key from the file. So next one is I'm going to use the configuration file, and then I'm going to read the API key, pass on it to openai.api_key. So let me execute and then pass on the API key. So if you have access to this API, so when you log on to OpenAI website, you will see your API key. So you can just simply copy the API key and then pass it on here within double quotes, and that will still work, and that should be fine. So the first one is developing a simple chatbot. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just directly make use of the GPT-3 model. I'm not going to make any modification. I'm not going to pass any training data set. All I am doing is just directly using the model as it is. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pass on 3 parameters. So these 3 parameters are required. So one is engine. So DaVinci is the input that I'm using here. So DaVinci is the most powerful engine which is being trained or using 175 billion parameters. There are 3 other options too, so you can try out the other options and then see how well it is performing for your use case. And next one is temperature. So the temperature value here ranges between 0 and 1. So when you have an input for the temperature as 0, it means that the model is very deterministic. The output of the model will be exactly same no matter how many times you re-execute it. Whereas when you increase it, the randomness increases, and hence with the value of 1, it becomes completely random. So every time when you execute for the same input, the output completely differs because of the randomness factor that comes into play. And the match token is the number of the length of the text or the length of the output that we are expecting. So this is the parameters that is used for defining the model. I'm going to pass on these to GPT-1, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass on the question that I would like to pass on to the model, and then going to store it in a variable called as prompt1. And I'm going to use GPT-1, the model.submit request, in order to submit my question to the model, and this would execute with the input that we are asking, and the output would be passed on to the variable here, output1. And here in the final step, we are going to print the text that is produced as an output. So let me execute this and then show you what happens. It might take few seconds. So here, as you see, for the question how to learn data science with temperature set at 0.6, we are able to get an output. So how to learn data science, how to become a data scientist, how to did a data science job. So for the question that we passed as an input, the model is able to respond back with so many similar questions that someone would be looking forward to. So here, so it is not exactly a chatbot where we are not getting a response to it, but we are able to get an output for the value that we are passing. So this here in this case, the model assumes that we are looking for similar type of questions and hence coming up with a whole range of questions. So when I re-execute this again with the same parameters, the output would completely be different. Now if you see here, I have been on the journey of learning data science for past few years. I have spent a lot of time reading books, watching videos and taking courses. I have seen a lot of books, I have tried a lot of courses, and there are some really high quality ones out there. I have tried to find out which ones are the best. So if you see here, like the response is as if someone is explaining as how they learned data science. It sounds much like a human being. So since we haven't trained the model, so we are just as it is using the model. So whatever question that we put forward, the model tries to come up with the best response for that particular question. So if we train the model with some known data set, for example, let's say if you have a set of questions and set of answers, known answers, if you pass that as an input, the output of the model would be much better. So we will be seeing that as well. So moving on to the second application here. So this is an Latex use case where we are going to convert and text into an equation. So here we are going to make use of the same three parameters. We are still going to make use of DaVinci engine, and the temperature is going to be set as 0.5 because I want to add a bit of randomness to the output, and the length is 100. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to add examples, so where I'm going to pass on an input as well as the output I'm expecting. So here I'm saying 2 plus 2 equals 4. So this is the input, and then I'm saying I'm expecting this as the output from the model, 2 plus 2 equal to 4. So I'm converting and text into an equation. So here I'm going to pass on few more examples. So let me execute this so that we are able to define the model and then train the model with the known data set. So now this has been executed. So now here I'm going to pass on an new input. So I'm saying h squared plus 2 times h. So this is a new input which is not same as any one of the inputs that we have trained, that we have used for training. So let me execute this and then show you what's the output. So as you see, the model is able to convert the text into an equation. So it says h squared plus 2h, which is nothing but the input that we have given here in English. So with just 5 examples, the model is able to do what we are expecting. So that is something that is amazing. I have never seen before with any other model. So generally we need to pass on a huge number of data sets for training the model, and then it requires a lot of tweening. But here in this case, it's all very simple, like just 3 parameters and then just few examples, and the model is doing what we are expecting it to do. And then the next example here is the translator. So here I'm going to convert English into French. I'm going to use the same set of parameters, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pass 3 examples where I am passing on an input in English, and then I'm going to say I'm expecting an output in French. So this is what is your name, and then this is the equivalent of what is your name in French. So all I'm doing is I'm just passing 3 examples here. So let me execute this, and I'm going to pass on a new input. So I'm asking where are you, and then I would expect the model to come up with an equivalent in French. So let me execute this and then see what's happening. And then as you see, the model is able to produce me the output in French. So that's something that is really amazing. I hope you enjoyed doing this. There are much more different NLP related use cases that you can develop using GPT-3. And if you are developing something real, some really cool application, please provide in the comment like what you are doing. Or if you are interested to develop something new, please give in a comment like what you would want to develop. See like what are all the amazing applications that can be built using this amazing API GPT-3. That's it for now. I hope you have learned something new today. If you are interested in data science related content, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you are interested in learning data science, I am running a series of learning data science in 100 days. Please check out the playlist and then see how it can help you in learning data science or getting started your journey in data science. That's it for now. See you in the next session. Bye for now.